All right, I'm talking to Sanatan, one of the developers of Android Cactus.
Hey, how you going?
Tell us about the game.
So, Assault Android Cactus, it's a bullet heck twin stick shoot 'em up for PC. We're focusing on making like a kind of modern arcade game, I guess, as if an arcade game came out in 2013. So you'll find really smooth controls, bright, vibrant colors, really inviting, pick up and play kind of gameplay, quite accessible, and hopefully some unique stuff with our bullet hell style combat.
All right. So with this sort of game, how does it market? What makes it different to any other game that's of a similar nature?
Well, we've taken a lot of inspiration from the twin stick classics like Robotron and Smash TV, where they had the arenas and great gameplay using those. We've also looked at the modern games like Geometry Wars and Super Stardust, where they've really refined and smoothed out the controls. Then we've taken like what we think is the optimal way to make these super smooth arcade style twin stick shooters, and we've merged it with some gameplay that you'll find in more traditional bullet hell arcade games like the cave shooters and also Radiant Silvergun and Ikaruga from the Saturn and Dreamcast era. And we think it creates an interesting blend. Like, it's a little bit different from any other twin stick shooter you're going to play. You're moving around the arenas, you're doing a lot of bullet dodging, and then we've got actually dynamic arena elements. So the arena can move and reform around you, creating extra pillars or holes where they weren't before that enemies can climb out of or block your bullets and things like that. So hopefully it's interesting. We have a unique life mechanic, infinite lives essentially, but limited time. And the only way to get more time is to defeat the enemies and rush out and be aggressive and to get the bonus battery energy. So if your battery runs out, it's over.
Are you aiming it more at single player or multiplayer?
Well, it's tuned and tweaked for single player because we expect that a lot of people are going to go through the single player. But then we do a second pass on every level after we're comfortable with the layout for single player. We make sure that it's going to scale up with a larger number of enemies for multiplayer. We really want multiplayer to have strong feeling weapons, so we scale up the number of enemies rather than scaling their health because we think it creates a more interesting environment. You get more bullets, more chaos, your weapons just plow through things still, and you don't start to feel weak. So it's kind of a bit of both, but I guess we start with single player and then we do a pass for multiplayer where maybe we need to adjust some of the level settings, make it a bit bigger, tweak some of the spawns to make sure they're not out of control, and then so far we've had a great response to both single player and the full player here at PAX.
Right. So you're a self-funded, independent group of 3 programmers.
Yes, 3 developers.
How is that going?
It's tough, you know. We quit our jobs in February and we've been working on this ever since. I guess we're just doing the best we can. You know, we're making it using Unity, which really helps to be cross-platform and reduce development complexities because we're not having to do a lot of our own tech. That said, we are making our own game, and so everything is obviously custom. But yeah, it's just been a case of we saved a lot of money for a long time. We're trying to make this as fast as we can. Hopefully it'll be out around October for $15. You'll be able to pre-order it soon to get access to the alpha. So if you want us to continue making games, please do that.
Right. Now you mentioned cross-platform. Now that interests us. We noticed that you're actually marketing it towards not just Windows and Mac, but also to Linux.
Yes.
That's a bold move for a small company.
Well, Unity really helps with that. It's got a lot of great cross-platform tools, and you're essentially building for all the platforms all the time. The only thing that happens for us is we have to be testing all the platforms all the time. So we've got our Linux Perforce server that doubles up as our min-spec machine and our Linux machine, or triples up rather, for testing. And we do all of our work on Windows machines and a Mac machine, and then so we're going on OS X as well. And yeah, we're basically just trying to keep all 3 versions in sync all the time, because if tomorrow someone comes for us from a Linux website and says, hey, we need a build, we want to be able to say, yeah, sure, just download this one, it's right here.
Right. So, any last words about the game or development?
Check it out at Assault Android Cactus on Greenlight. Please vote for us. Desperately need more votes, so you'll be able to check that out. Our website will be linked to from there, where you can check out the pre-order stuff coming up soon. Get a copy of the alpha. It'll have a whole bunch of content, not the full game because that's coming out in October. But if you pre-order it, you will get the full game. So yeah, watch the trailer.
Thank you so much for your time. Let's go to the game.